Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show today. Now, we have a super special training, guys. We're going to be going into how to turn content into sales. So, guys, we have this a really special couple coming in today. So, they started their business, their affiliate marketing business, in July of 2020. So, guys, I want to introduce Megan and Ryan Hobbs. What's going on, guys?
How's it going, Jonathan?
Everybody.
I'm super excited for you guys to talk about, turning content into actual sales. Yeah, so with this training, I know you guys want to do like interactive training, so we can do like questions as we go. However you guys want to do that, and go ahead and just start and let's do it.
For those that are here and in the comments, we welcome your comments. We welcome your questions as we're talking today. But really, how we got going is, like we talked about, messaging is kind of key for us. And we learned very early on,
Stumbled upon it, actually.
we stumbled upon it because we kept hearing, just like everybody else, everybody's like, provide value, provide value, provide value. Just start helping people and the money will come. Don't worry about the commissions, just start helping people.
Let's take a step back. When you guys are creating content, keep in mind, whether it be Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, however you're going to create content, you're not teaching in a 15-second video. It's not going to happen, right? Yeah. But we use those platforms for discoverability, and we use those platforms to then take people into like a Facebook group or onto our YouTube channel or something like that, okay? So that's very important to first remember.
Yes.
And we don't want to teach in comments or in things like that on the videos.
It's very difficult to do that, especially when, and we get comments all the time about, well, you didn't really show us anything. That's right. We want to get you into a conversation. We want to get you into a comment, into a DM or into a Facebook group where we can have a chance to kind of nurture you and provide value to you that way. So we got to remember that like platforms like TikTok, people are on those platforms for entertainment. They're not there necessarily to learn how to start an online business or to get into affiliate marketing. Chances are most people that are on TikTok are at a 9-to-5 that they're, it's a toxic 9-to-5 they're tired of or whatever, and they're taking a break away from that life and getting on TikTok to be entertained. So if I can come across their For You page and grab their attention, which I've only got a couple of seconds to do that, and that's where that hook comes into play. Our goal in our content is not necessarily to pull up a screen and go through a flow chart and things like that. Yeah, that's great. That is providing value. But again, you have to remember that these short platforms like TikTok, you only have a few seconds. If your average watch time is only 6 to 8 seconds, then you can't really provide a whole lot of value in that 6 to 8 seconds. Your goal is just to try to capture their attention and then get them either into a comment or a direct message so that you can start chatting with them and sharing your story and start to develop that relationship.
Yeah.
So, and I just had a question for you guys. So essentially, when you're creating this content, are you trying to do you get them to a link? Is that your main goal? Or do you want to get them into your group or your YouTube or a DM? Like, what's your number one call to action?
For me, and I think he'll agree with this too. So the goal for us is to get them into our direct messages, okay? We reach out to them. Hey, this is what we're doing. Like if they've commented, great, cool. We'll follow them back. We'll send them a direct message, have a little conversation. Our goal is really to get them into our Facebook group. And we've got free resources in there because in there, that's where we can really nurture that audience because they are a red hot freaking customer if they haven't bought, or they're bought and they're going to buy more from you because we're building that relationship and they're trusting you at this point.
We get asked all the time how we got started. So most of the time, that's where we'll point somebody to the link that's in our bio, and that's what we keep in there. But we really don't drive the traffic to that link. That's one of the things with our clients. We always tell them, don't use link in bio. Don't say the link's in the bio, click on. No, don't do that. All right. Have other options for them. Facebook group, like Megan said, amazing way to nurture that audience that you're going to have. And so a lot of times you'll see me doing videos. You'll notice we've got our Facebook group cover on our screen back here. That's how I do some of our videos. So again, we do drive a lot of traffic to the Facebook group, but again, the goal is to message people. And so what we would do, honestly, when we first got started, and so when we made that pact, I was like, all right, somebody reaches out, I'm gonna help them. So that meant we were getting on Zoom calls. We were getting on free Zoom calls with people just to answer questions. We were constantly in emails. We were constantly in Messenger. We were constantly in DMs chatting with people. And that's when we started providing that value and helping people, that's when the money started to come in. And that's how we grew so quickly. So if you can provide that value, now I will say this, you got to kind of learn to hone it in. and only be on those calls for 15 minutes or so, because I've got caught up before where I've provided supposed to be a 15-minute call for somebody, and an hour and a half later we're still chatting about things. You got to kind of be aware of that and kind of set those boundaries. But that's really kind of where it starts. It starts in that messaging, and it all goes back to building that relationship and that trust with your audience. And another thing that we see people do is they're so apt to, even if you do have a video that takes off and you get a lot of comments, people still have that mentality that they can just comment back, hey, click the link in my bio, or hey, here's the link, go check it out, things like that. You have to build a conversation with someone. You can't just expect that as soon as the first thing right out of the gate is sending somebody to a link or trying to get that sale. Build that rapport with them, talk with them, build that relationship. And again, you can do that in a Facebook group. You can do it in DMs and in comments, but do it by, like Megan's saying, creating that conversation. Don't just go straight for a sale, Shoot, open up a conversation with just asking somebody how they are. How are you doing? Something simple like that. Resonate also with their story. A lot of people will open up to you when you start that conversation and tell you about their life and their situation. And basically what they're doing is they're talking about their pain points. And that is when we start creating our content. We talk about creating content that hits pain points. When they start opening up in a conversation about their pain points, now that's when we can really use that information and we can affirm that with them. We can say, all right, so what do you want to do to get out of that situation? What do you want to do to spend more time with your family? What do you want to do to actually make more money? Ask them those questions and kind of resonate with them. And through that type of messaging, that power gives you the ability to convert.
And this goes not for just, the make money online niche, guys. This is also, if you're into health, keto, whatever, doesn't matter. You're still going to want to hit those pain points, and you're still going to want to figure out what your potential customers' why is. Because when we can make them verbalize or type out their why, it makes them think about it more consciously and be like, oh crap, I really do need what this person is offering. Somebody asked, where do you usually have conversations at via TikTok? Instagrams, do you offer your free Zoom call once they're in your Facebook group? That's going to vary. So a lot of our conversations happen in the DMs of TikTok. Yes, you guys have to go in and follow each other. Doesn't matter. That's fine.
We also have those conversations in the Facebook group.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, the other part of that question was, do you offer your free Zoom calls there? It really depends on the conversation. You got to gauge, each conversation is going to be a little bit different. Now, with me saying that, you're also going to find that probably about 90% of your conversations are going to follow the same path. It's going to be the same questions. You're going to have, similar answers. But you're going to get those people, like I mentioned earlier, that say, well, I'm skeptical, or, hey, I've tried this before, I've tried that before, or, I just am worried that this is going to work. Usually when you get those types of questions, that's a great opportunity to offer up that Zoom call. Question here that at what point can you engage your potential buyer? So when somebody comments on a video, they have become a potential buyer at that point. When somebody reaches out to you, whether it's through a comment, through a DM, through a comment maybe in your Facebook group or anything, when somebody reaches out to you, that is the point where you start the engagement. Okay. Right. Saw another question on here. How did you get started doing this without the results in the very beginning? We've all heard this. That's that imposter syndrome. Okay. You know more because you've already taken some sort of a course. You've learned something. You know more than that person that has just saw the word affiliate marketing today. Today was the first time they saw that. So you know more than that person. So it doesn't necessarily always have to be about results. Okay. Yes, people like seeing our results. They like seeing our proven testimonies and things like that, right? But you don't necessarily have to go that route. If you're just beginning, you can use words and terminology like, did you know it was possible to make $3,000 a week? Right. Did you know it's possible to work from home, spend more time with your family, and still clear $2,000 a week? Those are things, and those are words that you can use to create those conversations without saying, hey guys, I made $3,000 yesterday, things like that. So that's really how you go about that. John Moore, how do you juggle dozens of conversations at once? That's where it gets difficult. If you have a video go absolutely bonkers on you and you've got, thousands of comments, it's tough to do that. But you got to just, spend the time, going through those conversations, we develop what we call a script that we utilize. And, we go back, and when somebody hits a certain point in a message, we'll go back and kind of look at the message again and kind of refresh ourselves with what we've talked about. There's nothing worse than just sending somebody a message without having checked to see what you've talked about before. And you either send them the exact same message, because it makes you look like you don't care about them. Yeah. So you always want to take that time and look over your conversation before you respond to somebody. It can be difficult when you have a lot of comments to get to.
Do you find that helping people and talking to people actually helps you get more content ideas for future videos? Abso-flippin-lutely.
Definitely.
Because the more we talk with people, the more we discover pain points that we didn't think about. Like we always say, oh, you want to get out of your 9 to 5? Well, do you know how many people on our comments have been like, dude, I don't have a 9 to 5. I got a 12 to 12, or I got a 7 to 11, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, you know what? That's really, so maybe we niched down too much, or content down too much. We need to broaden that a little bit.
We got another question on here. Where do you usually drive your potential buyer to, your affiliate link or your email list? Actually, neither. When somebody first reaches out, that's where we get into a conversation, whether it's in the DMs or maybe to the Facebook groups. When we first started getting going, everybody talked about all these multiple products that they offer and things like that. Well, we all know that like TikTok, you can only put one link in your bio, right? And so, in our experience, we found that a direct offer in that link in your bio. So if you can use a direct link in there, but with a direct link, how do you offer multiple products? Again, you nurture that audience in a Facebook group, and then somebody comes in there and you can start to show them, you can offer them your mini course on affiliate marketing, which has affiliate links in it. Or you can have a guides tab that shows them all the different steps that they need to take. And guess what? It's chock full of affiliate links for different offers for things that they may need or something like that. So that's really where we do that. And then again, the email list, once they come into a Facebook group and we've gotten an email from them, then we can start to, promote different products through our email lists and things like that. But again, the idea is taking them from that content that you create to a platform that you can kind of, nurture them and get them in other areas and provide that value. Because again, we're not necessarily providing that value in a 6, 8, 15-second video. Yeah. We got to do that somewhere else.
Yeah. How do you deal with people trying to call you out as a scammer in your comments? I love them.
Yeah, same here.
The goal of this is not to try to convince anybody. Because if they already have that mindset, you're not going to convince them. But what does the algorithm want? Interaction.
Engagement. What is the answer to those who ask about how much money we earn from this? So our response to that is, what difference is it going to make? Just because we show you what we've made doesn't mean that you're going to put in the work or the effort to get to that point that we are. So, that's really how we kind of respond to that. Our results make no difference to you. How much work are you going to put into this to get to that point?
Yeah.
Is it learnable? Do you use any app for your message? So we learned very early on that TikTok will put you into a TikTok timeout if you message too fast or you're commenting too fast. So sometimes that puts you in a little bit of a bind. That's where Megan and I came up with the idea. We've actually got an 800 number that we put into our bio on all of our social media platforms. So there is an app that we do utilize for somebody to be able to text us on that phone number. So, and we tell people all the time that they can text us on that number, and that helps out as well.
How do you navigate TikTok censoring, blocking comments with certain keywords like DM or Instagram, and the buyer thinking you leave them hanging?
So we actually figured some of that out just a couple of days ago.
One of our colleagues was like, called Ryan and it's like, hey, figured this out. You got to scroll all the way down to your comments section, tap the review, and you have to go in and approve all of them.
Yeah. So
y'all, I approved 2,000 freaking comments plus last night. I was sick to my stomach. I'm like, all these people think that we just left them hanging there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And our VA's like,
yeah. So if you guys are seeing that to where you left the comments, because TikTok has kind of gotten a little bit censorship going on there. They don't want people to jump off the platform. So they're kind of, they're censoring, comments where it says, hey, DM, or hey, go over on Instagram and message us, those types of comments. So they're kind of censoring those. And how they're doing that is they're basically putting those comments that you were putting in there in kind of a holding spot. And if you, like Megan said, if you open up a video and you open up your comment section and you scroll all the way down to the bottom, chances are there's a little button there that says review and approve comments. And if you click on that, it will actually show you all of your comments that they have blocked and you can go through and you can approve those comments so that then they show through. Once we figured out what was going on and found this, like Megan said, she went through and started approving those comments. We were getting DMs like crazy coming back through because those comments were going through and people started seeing them, and then we started getting the messaging again.
Do we have any pre-done messages that are copy and paste? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because our thumbs would fall off and die.
So again, we learned very early on that our conversations were kind of taking the same path. 90% of our conversations were following the same question and answer. So we quickly realized after we were trying to copy and paste things, that was working great for a while, but it was still kind of cumbersome. And then somebody pointed out, hey, you can use what's called keyboard shorts or keyboard replacements on an iPhone. I'm not sure what it's called on an Android, but basically where you could go in and you could type out an entire phrase and then give it just a couple of key letters or words like M1 for message 1, M2 for message 2, and it could be this whole phrase then. So when you're in your messaging on your keyboard, you can type M1 and it puts your whole phrase for message 1 in there. And so we would take our script and then embed that into a keyboard replacement in several different messages. So we could actually go through like 100 DMs within about 15 minutes because again, most of the conversations are going along the same line. Now, with that being said, you don't want to be like a bot. You want people to think that you're putting these in here. So I wouldn't be so quick to, if somebody responds or sends a comment to you or a DM to you, and then your response is like 3 paragraphs long, I wouldn't immediately send that to them because it's going to look like a bot put that on there. Wait a few seconds, wait a few minutes maybe before you respond to that if you've got a lengthy message.
When is the time to switch to pitching offer while you've been providing value the past few days or so? Okay, we don't want to pitch an offer, right? Because what we've been talking about is hitting people's pain points. We're going to give them solutions to those pain points. That's why it's so important to have that conversation with that person, figure out what they're wanting, right?
Let's see, we got one that says, do you allow comments that obviously leading to other offers? So
talking about the crypto things, we just block them.
Yeah. So if you get spammers in your comments, we block those. When we're in our Facebook group, we're also very vigilant of, who's in there and what they're doing and what their purposes are. Now, I know that there are some trainings out there that teach people to join groups and go in there and start DMing people. For us, we don't necessarily live by that. We don't like that a whole lot. So we're very vigilant in our Facebook group that if we see stuff like that going on, and we even tell people in our groups and we put, announcements in there that, hey, if you have people doing this, please let us know, because we don't want that type of environment for our people in our Facebook group. Again, we want that to be a nurturing place where we can provide value and things like that.
What are pain points? Good question.
Pain points are like if you're sitting at a 9 to 5 in a cubicle and you're absolutely hating life, that's a pain point. Mm-hmm. If you are spending more time working at a job and you can't, be at home with your kids and your family and spend time with them, that's a pain point. It's those points of, I want to do better than this. To me, that's what a pain point is. There's a question for you, Jonathan. Do you think Facebook group is important?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, I always talk about YouTube and TikTok, right? But, just like you guys are saying, like, I always get people into my email list and Facebook group. Email list is number one for me personally. But Facebook group, I mean, I could have things like these challenges, I could have these special trainings, or I can nurture my audience just a lot different than on YouTube, right? For me, my discoverability is YouTube and TikTok. That's how people find me. But then I can funnel them into my email list, into my Facebook group, just exactly what you guys are saying. But absolutely.
Let's see. Is sending someone to a free ebook considered selling?
No, you're providing value.
Yeah, again, and that's a great way. They always talk about, a lead magnet of some sort to offer somebody, maybe to entice them to give you an email address or something like that. So that's definitely what ebooks are great for. With a new YouTube channel, will doing lives along with shorts help grow rapidly since TikTok and Reels not available there?
Yeah, so with YouTube, the way you're going to get discovered is with keywords. A live on YouTube is more for your subscribers, so you're not really going to get that discoverability. Whereas TikTok, what I've noticed is if you start going live on there, people will start joining you, following you, and then you could get them to your YouTube channel and do your lives there. But essentially, your YouTube video live can branch out, but typically not if you're just starting out. So if you're on YouTube, you want to grow it, focus on long tail keywords, that'll get you discovered. So yeah.
Somebody asked how much niching down worked for you guys, and what's our TikTok handle? You want to niche down, but not too much, right? Because we still want to be able to hit a broad amount of pain points, and that doesn't matter whatever niche you're working in. But whenever you're in your Facebook group or something like that, and you really want to hone in on an offer, that's when you can really niche down on those pain points and put it there. But again, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, those are platforms that we use for discoverability, not teaching.
Also, the other part of that is, what's the TikTok handle? It is at Megan.Ryan_recommend.
With that being said, where do you guys want people to find you besides TikTok? Do you want people to join your group? Where can people find you?
Yeah, Instagram is great, and it's the same thing. It's Megan.Ryan_recommend. The Facebook group is also great. It's Megan and Ryan's Affiliate Gateway, as seen here on the screen behind us. That's the cover photo. So again, anybody looking for us, reach out. Whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, happy to help anybody that we can. So please tell us what we should avoid when we are promoting our product in TikTok. So that's actually a pretty good question. So one of the things that we try to avoid, or a couple of things that we try to avoid when we're creating content, is we stay away from the words like affiliate marketing. We stay away from words like you want to start your own online business, things like that. Again, we focus more on the pain points than we do on the others, because again, people aren't on that platform to learn about affiliate marketing. They're not on the platform to learn how to start an online business.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on. I threw your handle down below, and then what was the Facebook group again?
It's Megan and Ryan's Affiliate Gateway.
Megan and Ryan's Affiliate. I'm sure you guys can find it with Megan and Ryan, and then just look.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is that cover photo. So
that is the same handle, guys, on Instagram too.
I really appreciate you guys coming on, and if there's any last parting words, go ahead and say it. If not, we'll go ahead and just get off.
Y'all get to work.
Yeah, you got a lot of work.
Yeah.
We've enjoyed it as well. We appreciate you asking us to be here, Jonathan. Definitely appreciate it. And hopefully you guys found some value in it.
For sure. Well, thank you guys for coming on live. We'll see you guys on the next one. God bless.
See ya.
Bye.